Hey guys, tonight we're stepping away from grand palaces and vast savannas. Instead, we're going somewhere incredibly peaceful, a place designed entirely for contemplation and quiet. We're delving into the boring history for sleep of Japanese sand gardens, also known as Zen gardens or Karasan-sui. Imagine yourself transported back in time, perhaps to a secluded Buddhist temple in medieval Japan, maybe around the 14th or 15th century, a period when these gardens truly began to flourish as objects of profound spiritual significance. You're not a bustling merchant in Kyoto's markets, nor a fierce samurai clad in armor. No, tonight, you are a contemplative monk, or perhaps a devoted visitor, seeking nothing but inner peace and a deeper connection to the principles of Zen Buddhism. Your entire day will revolve around the gentle, deliberate acts of creating and observing beauty and patterns that invite a soothing monotony, a quiet rhythm that calms the racing mind. You probably won't survive this if you're looking for high drama, political intrigue, or epic battles. But for sleep, it's pure, unadulterated. Tranquility, a serene journey into stillness and contemplation. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And feel free to drop your location and local time in the comments. It's always fascinating to see where you're all drifting off from. Now dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. Your awakening isn't to the jarring sound of an alarm, the clamor of a busy city street. Instead, it's a gentle, slow unfolding, initiated by the soft, diffused light of dawn filtering obliquely through the delicate rice paper screens of your simple dwelling. A subtle, almost imperceptible breeze whispers through the sparse trees. Outside, carrying with it the elusive scent of damp earth, fresh moss, and a hint of something clean, like fresh water. The air itself feels cool and crisp, imbued with a profound sense of serene silence. You stretch slowly on your futon, the thin but firm mattress yielding slightly beneath you. Feeling the last vestiges of sleep cling to your limbs like a soft, comforting mist. There's no sense of urgency, no immediate demand on your time, no list of pressing tasks to conquer before breakfast. Your day, as a caretaker or an observer of the garden, begins not with action, but with quietude, with a deliberate embrace of the stillness. Mainstream historical fact: traditional Japanese architecture, particularly that of Zen temples and residences, with its sliding paper screens, shoji and wooden floors, was meticulously designed to integrate the indoors with the natural world. Outside, this seamless connection blurs the lines between dwelling and landscape, promoting an uninterrupted flow of harmony and a pervasive sense of open tranquility. It's truly like living within a breathable, living, serene art installation, where every window frames a masterpiece. You rise, your movements as deliberate and unhurried as the unfolding dawn. You carefully fold your futon and place it in a corner, creating space, removing any clutter that might disturb the mind. You then put on a simple, comfortable robe, perhaps made of natural linen or unbleached cotton. Its fabric feeling soft and yielding against your skin, a true reflection of the gentle aesthetic that defines your surroundings. This garment allows for complete freedom of movement, never restricting, always flowing. The only sounds that accompany your quiet preparations are your own soft footsteps on the polished wooden floors, each one a mindful placement, echoing the quiet discipline that permeates every aspect of temple life. There's a subtle creak of wood, a gentle sigh from the ancient timbers, a symphony of quiet that reinforces your meditative state. You move towards the veranda, where the garden awaits. As you slide open the screens leading to the veranda, the first faint hint of the garden's presence greets you. Even in the dim pre-dawn light, you can discern the faint, meticulously ordered patterns in the pristine white gravel. The air in the garden itself is utterly still, almost holding its breath in anticipation before the day fully begins. You breathe deeply, feeling the cool, clean air expand your lungs, allowing the pervasive calm to penetrate your very core. A quirky tidbit: Traditional Japanese robes are often designed with incredibly wide, flowing sleeves that aren't just for aesthetics. They can be surprisingly practical, used to carry small items, hide one's hands during meditation, or even catch falling thoughts. You could probably carry a small Zen rake head in there if you wanted, or a tiny, perfectly round pebble. Historians still argue about the precise origins and initial purpose of Zen gardens. Were they developed purely for aesthetic contemplation, a visual aid for meditation, or did they also serve as more explicit teaching tools for complex Buddhist principles? For you, in this moment, they are unequivocally both. They are a profound canvas for your thoughts, a silent mirror for your soul, reflecting clarity back to you. You sit on the edge of the veranda for a long moment, simply observing the garden's quiet emptiness, allowing its vast, peaceful expanse to fill your senses. To empty your mind of all extraneous noise, a large, dark rock standing stoically amidst the meticulously raked sand seemed to hold ancient wisdom. Silent sentinels waiting patiently to reveal their secrets to the patient and the observant, as the first tentative rays of the sun gently touched the highest points of the garden, perhaps illuminating the tip of a particularly weathered stone or the crown of a carefully pruned pine tree. A profound sense of deep gratitude washes over you. This is not merely a garden, it's a living sanctuary, a sacred space where the mind can find true rest and the spirit can find unparalleled clarity. The promise of the day unfolds slowly, deliberately, now with the graceful inevitability of a perfectly choreographed dance. Much like the precise, beautiful patterns you will soon begin to create in the sand. Every breath you take feels cleaner. Every thought feels clearer within this haven of tranquility. This quiet, unhurried awakening sets the perfect tone for a day that will be rich in mindful activity, entirely devoid of haste or agitation, and deeply steeped in the soothing, repetitive monotony of ancient, time-honored rituals with the sun, now casting soft, lengthening shadows across the meticulously kept temple grounds. It's time for the day's first and most profoundly meditative task, the morning light on raked sand. You approach the Japanese Zen garden, its pristine white gravel awaiting your gentle hand, with a deep sense of reverence. Carry a long, carefully crafted wooden rake, its teeth perfectly spaced and smoothed, ready to begin your work. This isn't just gardening. It's an ancient, spiritual art form, a moving meditation that connects you to the principles of Zen Buddhism and the essence of the natural world. Mainstream historical fact: the act of raking sand in Zen gardens, known as seimon or haikime, is a highly disciplined practice. It's intended to aid concentration, create symbolic patterns representing water, ripples, or abstract concepts, and ultimately, to foster a deep meditative state. It's like a very slow, incredibly precise, deeply satisfying dance with gravity and gravel. Every movement has a purpose beyond the visible. You step onto the designated raking area, taking meticulous care not to disturb the existing faint patterns with your feet. Your movements are slow, deliberate, and inherently rhythmic, mirroring the gentle ebb and flow of a calm mind. You begin by drawing long parallel lines, running the rake evenly and smoothly through the fine white gravel, soft, almost hypnotic. Shishi sound of the rake gliding over the sand is incredibly soothing, a gentle whisper that accompanies and deepens your focused attention. You feel the subtle, consistent resistance of the gravel beneath the rake's teeth, the familiar, comforting weight of the rake in your hands, and the minute-controlled shift of your body as you move. Every sensation, no matter how small, is heightened, drawing you completely into the present moment, making you acutely aware of your body and your surroundings. As you continue to rake, your mind begins to clear, much like the sand itself. Any lingering thoughts from your night's dreams, any small worries or distractions that might have accumulated, begin to gently dissolve. The repetitive motion, the continuous, unwavering focus on creating a perfect, unbroken line, pulls you deeper and deeper into a state of profound mindfulness. It's akin to sweeping away the clutter from your mind, just as you meticulously sweep away any imperfections or stray debris from the sand's surface. You strive for absolute uniformity, for a flawlessly pristine surface that reflects both impeccable order and profound stillness. The act itself is the meditation. It's not merely its outcome. A quirky tidbit. Some Zen garden raking patterns are astonishingly complex, requiring not just skill, but years of dedicated practice to master. These can include swirling vortices around, prominent stones that mimic the powerful currents of the ocean, or intricate wave patterns that perfectly simulate the movement of water, even down to the smallest ripple. You might be tirelessly perfecting your own signature wave, an expression of your unique inner landscape within the shared canvas of the garden. Imagine the discipline required to create a perfect, symmetrical swirl in loose gravel. Historians still argue vehemently about whether the specific patterns created in Zen gardens held precise, explicit symbolic meanings that were universally understood, or if their interpretation was more fluid, left open to the individual observer's contemplation. In personal insight, for you, the answer is found in the act of creation itself, in the pure, focused effort. The patterns are a profound physical manifestation of your inner state, tangible testament to your singular focus and your deep, evolving connection to the garden's underlying principles of Zen. They are undeniably beautiful. Yes, but their true and most profound purpose is to guide the mind, to provide a visual anchor for contemplation, and to foster a deeper sense of internal peace. As you complete one section of the garden, you gracefully move to the next, carefully stepping over the freshly raked lines, always maintaining the pristine, undisturbed surface of your work. The sun climbs higher in the Japanese sky, its light now illuminating every minute detail, revealing the perfect geometric ripples and flowing curves you've created. The long, distinct shadows cast by the permanent rocks stand in stark, beautiful contrast with the smooth, symmetrical lines of the freshly raked sand, creating a dynamic interplay of light, shadow, form. The exquisite beauty of the raked sand is, by its very nature, ephemeral. A strong gust of wind, a single misplaced footstep, heaven forbid, or even a delicate falling leaf can subtly disturb its painstaking perfection. But this inherent impermanence is an essential part of its profound beauty, a direct reflection of the Buddhist principle of Mujo, which teaches the transience of all things, the fleeting nature of existence. You don't resist this, you embrace it. Your work is not about creating lasting, immutable perfection, but about the purity and focus of the moment. The meditative act itself, which is its own reward. And as you finish, stepping back onto the veranda to admire your completed work, a deep, cleansing wave of calm washes over you, leaving you ready to begin the even deeper, more profound contemplative observation of the garden's other, more permanent elements, with the sand meticulously raked to perfection. Your attention shifts from the fluid lines to the solid, unmoving forms within the garden. The stones as ancient islands. These aren't simply random rocks, haphazardly placed. They are meticulously chosen, strategically positioned elements, each imbued with its own unique character, profound symbolic weight, and a silent narrative. They stand as the fixed points in the flowing water of the raked white sand, often representing mountains, distant islands in a boundless sea, or even celestial bodies in an abstract cosmos. Mainstream historical fact: the stones in Japanese Zen gardens ishi are selected with extraordinary care for their shape, texture, color, and natural lines. Their placement adheres to strict principles of asymmetry fukinsei, natural balance, and often the rule of three, which suggests that an odd number of elements is more dynamic and natural, creating a sense of organic composition despite their intensely deliberate arrangement. It's like a very particular kind of silent, thoughtful sculpture garden, where every single rock has been chosen for a reason, telling its own quiet story of millennia. The meticulous selection process alone is a testament to the gardener's dedication and philosophical understanding. You might spend days, weeks even, searching for the perfect stone, one that resonates with the garden's overall aesthetic and spiritual message. Once chosen, its orientation, its depth of placement, and its relationship to every other element are considered with painstaking detail. This isn't just about visual appeal. It's about evoking a feeling, a philosophical concept, spiritual truth. You approach the stones not with the intention of moving them, for they are fixed and permanent, deeply rooted in the earth, forming the immutable skeleton of the garden. Instead, you approach them with a profound desire to observe them, to truly see them, to listen to the silent wisdom they impart. You might gently circle a large, craggy boulder, its surface worn smooth by countless years of wind, rain, and the subtle caress of time. As you do, you notice the way vibrant green moss clings stubbornly yet delicately to its rough, ancient exterior, tracing intricate patterns that reveal the passage of seasons. You might discern the subtle veins of crystalline quartz running through its dark gray and iron-rich surface, sparkling faintly in the morning light, like tiny, hidden constellations. Each facet of the stone, in its raw, unpolished state, tells a silent, ancient story of geological time, of immense elemental forces that shape the earth, and of patient, unwavering endurance. You contemplate its profound relationship to the meticulously raked sand that surrounds it. The way the sand's flowing patterns seem to caress its base, emphasizing its solidity. You consider the vast, empty space it powerfully inhabits, and its dynamic relationship to the other stones in its carefully arranged group. It's a profound exercise in observation, inviting you to find deep beauty in its very immutability, in its ancient stillness. Sometimes, seemingly simple arrangement of a few stones is designed to evoke a powerful sense of the infinite. To expand the viewer's mind beyond the physical boundaries of the garden, 3 stones, for instance, might represent a distant mountain range shrouded in mist, their peaks barely visible above a sea of clouds, or they could symbolize a constellation of stars scattered across the boundless expanse of the night sky. Their positions mirroring a celestial map, as the way natural light and shadow play across their rugged surfaces changes subtly throughout the day, altering their perceived shape, their texture, and even their symbolic meaning with every passing hour. You learn to see beyond the immediate physical form of the stone to perceive the abstract, universal concepts they are intended to symbolize, drawing you into a deeper state of contemplation. A quirky tidbit in some of the most famous Zen gardens, such as Ryoanji in Kyoto. The arrangement of stones is such that from any single vantage point around the garden's perimeter, at least one stone, or sometimes all except one, is always obscured from view. This deliberate incompleteness is part of the wabi-sabi aesthetic, encouraging deeper contemplation and acknowledging that one can never perceive absolute perfection or totality from a single perspective. It's like a cosmic game of peekaboo, designed to make you think about what you don't see. Historians still argue intensely about the precise philosophical interpretations of specific stone arrangements in medieval Zen gardens. Were certain patterns and stone groupings intended to convey explicit Buddhist teachings, such as the cycle of rebirth or the path to enlightenment? Or were they primarily created for aesthetic balance, leaving their deeper meaning entirely open to the individual observer's personal contemplation and unique spiritual journey? For you, the answer lies in the deeply personal connection you forge with each stone. Each one seems to speak a different language, perhaps the same language but with a different dialect, to a different mind. And your disciplined task is to simply listen, without judgment, without expectation. You might sit quietly on the veranda for a prolonged period before a particularly striking group of stones, allowing your mind to wander freely, yet gently guided by their presence. You imagine them as ancient islands, weathered and resilient, majestically rising from a vast, calm ocean of meticulously raked sand. Or perhaps you see them as towering, snow-capped peaks piercing the clouds, their serene presence grounding you in the present moment. The perfectly raked sand around them emphasizes their profound isolation and their deep-rooted permanence, powerfully highlighting the fundamental contrast between stillness and dynamic movement, between unwavering permanence and fleeting transience. These stones are truly the anchors of the garden, the points of quiet power amidst the flowing patterns of the sand. Their enduring presence invites you to slow down, to look deeply, to find profound meaning in profound simplicity. Their rough, ancient textures, their silent, unwavering presence, serve to gently ground you in the eternal present moment. You feel the profound sense of stability and timelessness they offer, a subtle yet powerful counterpoint to the fleeting nature of your own thoughts and the transient world around you. And as you continue your mindful observation, allowing your gaze to soften and your mind to expand, the stones transcend their physical form. They become wise, silent teachers, patiently guiding you deeper and deeper into the contemplative, peaceful heart of the Zen garden, readying your mind for a deep and restorative sleep. Having contemplated the ancient stillness and profound symbolism of the garden's stones, your gaze drifts to another vital, yet often overlooked element of the Zen garden, the moss, those miniature forests. These aren't simply random patches of green growth. They are intricate, tiny landscapes, each cluster a complete ecosystem, a verdant, living carpet that adds a crucial layer of softness, deep antiquity, and subtle texture to the garden. Mainstream historical fact: moss oak is a highly valued and meticulously cultivated element in Japanese gardens, particularly Zen gardens. It symbolizes age, the passage of time, enduring tranquility, and the profound beauty found in natural, seemingly humble growth. Its delicate beauty and remarkable ability to thrive in shaded, dammed environments contributes significantly to the garden's overall serene and naturalistic aesthetic. It's like having a million tiny, perfectly manicured lawns, each a miniature world. But they never need mowing, only quiet appreciation. You gently kneel down, perhaps lowering yourself to the polished wooden veranda or a smooth stepping stone to observe the moss up close. You notice the myriad shades of green that make up these tiny landscapes, from the vibrant, almost neon emerald green of new growth to the deep, shadowy forest green of older, denser patches. You observe the tiny, velvety textures, the delicate, feathery fronds, and the mesmerizing way individual droplets of morning dew or recent rainfall cling to them, shimmering like tiny pearls in the soft morning light. Every minute detail, when observed with full attention, reveals a universe in miniature, inviting you to find profound, expansive beauty in what many might casually dismiss as insignificant or common. It's a powerful exercise in slowing down perception and finding the grand in the small. You might gently extend a finger and softly touch a patch of moss, feeling its incredibly soft, cool, and remarkably resilient texture beneath your fingertips. It releases a subtle, clean scent of damp earth and fresh, vibrant growth, a fresh, invigorating aroma that instantly connects you directly to the living, breathing pulse of the garden itself. You notice how the moss gracefully fills the natural crevices and rough edges between larger stones, subtly softening their harsh lines and creating a harmonious, organic transition between the starkness of rock and the flowing lines of the raked sand. It's a silent, gentle mediator within the garden's design. A quirky tidbit: some very passionate Zen garden enthusiasts and professional gardeners cultivate specific, rare types of moss for their unique textures, intricate growth patterns, and vibrant colors. It's treating them with the same reverence and meticulous care as one might a rare and exquisite flowering plant. There are even specialized moss gardens, such as the famous Kakadera Moss Temple in Kyoto, which are dedicated solely to the cultivation and appreciation of moss, showcasing hundreds of different varieties. Imagine having a favorite moss patch, perhaps whispering to it, "Oh, that's my velvet whisper moss. Its subtle sheen is just divine today." Or admiring your emerald cushion variety. Historians still argue about the precise philosophical emphasis placed on moss in the early development of Zen gardens. Was its inclusion primarily an aesthetic choice, symbolizing nature's gentle embrace of the aged and weathered? Or did it carry deeper Buddhist connotations of humility, patience, and silent endurance, reflecting the quiet, persistent growth that happens even in the shadows, away from direct sunlight? For you, in this moment, it is undeniably a living meditation, a constant, gentle reminder of the power of quiet, persistent growth that occurs even in the most unassuming corners, away from grand gestures. You continue to observe the water droplets clinging to the moss after a morning dew or a light rain shower, each tiny droplet acting as a perfect miniature prism, reflecting the garden's diffused light. The mesmerizing way they shimmer, catch the light, and then slowly absorb into the velvety surface of the moss is a silent, profound lesson in subtlety, in the quiet unfolding of natural processes, and in the transience of all things. Itself is a constant, enduring presence, resiliently thriving through all seasons. Yet its moment-to-moment beauty, its fleeting perfection, is always new, always fresh, always inviting renewed observation. These miniature forests of moss invite you to shrink your perspective, to see the world from a completely different, more intimate scale. They gently ground you, reminding you of the quiet, enduring beauty of the earth itself, its capacity for intricate detail. There's a profound sense of peace found in their silent, persistent growth, a gentle, humble counterpoint to the grandeur. More dramatic statements made by the large stones and the sweeping patterns of the raked sand. And as you continue to gaze at these verdant carpets, allowing your eyes to soften and your mind to quiet, you feel a deep, pervasive sense of calm. Allowing your thoughts to rest gently in their intricate simplicity, a perfect prelude to a peaceful, restorative slumber. After immersing yourself in the verdant, miniature forests of moss, your contemplative journey through the Zen garden naturally draws your attention to the element of water's symbolic flow. In many Karasansui gardens also, known as dry landscape gardens, real flowing water is notably absent. Instead, its essence is profoundly represented and felt through the meticulously raked white sand and gravel, which are sculpted to evoke the serene imagery of oceans, winding rivers, or gentle ripples. At the sense of water, its inherent purity, its ceaseless motion, and its deeply soothing presence is powerfully conveyed through this masterful abstract representation. Mainstream historical fact: in Zen gardens, the carefully raked white gravel or sand serves as a symbolic representation of water. This abstract interpretation represents purity, the continuous flow of existence, and the ceaseless motion of life. Often contrasting with the stillness of the stones, this conceptual representation encourages a much deeper, more personal contemplation than a literal water feature might, inviting the observer's mind to actively participate in the interpretation. It's like a very quiet, very dry swimming pool that encourages you to think deeply about the nature of existence. Without ever needing a towel, you stand by the edge of a section of exquisitely raked sand, observing the perfectly sculpted, flowing wave patterns. They appear to ebb and flow, to ripple and swirl, even though they are, in physical reality, perfectly still and unmoving. You can almost hear the gentle, rhythmic lapping of imaginary waves against the imaginary shores of the garden's stoic stones. This paradox, the profound stillness that so vividly evokes dynamic movement, is absolutely central to the garden's calming, mesmerizing effect. Your mind, guided by the visual cues, effortlessly fills in the sensory gaps, creating the rich, immersive experience of water from its symbolic representation. It's a testament to the garden's power to engage your inner world. In other, larger parts of the temple complex, or perhaps a different, more expansive garden that you also maintain, there might be a small, actual stream. It's clear, cool water flowing gently over smooth, rounded, moss-covered rocks. The continuous, gentle murmur of the flowing water is an incredibly soothing sound, a natural drone that melts away any remaining tension or mental static. The soft, incessant trickling and bubbling of real water beautifully complements the profound visual symbolism of the raked sand, offering a dual pathway to unparalleled tranquility. This combination allows for both abstract and literal contemplation of water's essence. A quirky tidbit: the precise, rhythmic raking of sand too perfectly mimic water patterns is often directly compared to the practice of mindful breathing in Zen meditation. It is considered a rhythmic, repetitive, and deeply focused action that centers the mind, cultivates a profound sense of calm, and trains the practitioner in concentration. So when you rake the sand, it's not just a physical chore. It's a silent, moving prayer, a physical meditation for the garden, and your subsequent observation of the patterns is a contemplative, mental one, a quiet dialogue with the landscape, Historians still argue about the relative importance and philosophical weight of dry landscape gardens versus those with actual water features in the early development of Zen Buddhism. Did one type hold more profound philosophical significance than the other? Or was their prevalence simply a practical matter of available resources, space, and the specific temple's location? For you, the contemplative observer, both forms are equally potent and deeply meaningful, each offering a unique pathway to profound inner peace and enlightenment. The choice is less about superiority and more about the specific lesson each offers. You observe with heightened awareness how the symbolic water of the raked sand gracefully embraces the islands of the larger stones, creating a profound sense of isolation, yet also deep harmony and connection. The perfect, unbroken, flowing lines of the raked gravel extend outwards, seemingly into infinity, suggesting a boundless ocean of peace, an unending expanse of tranquility. You feel a profound sense of calm as your mind effortlessly connects with this symbolic vastness. Transcending the physical limits of the garden, the constant, gentle sound of a real stream, if present in a nearby section, acts as a subtle, continuous reminder of the ceaseless flow of time, of life's inherent impermanence, yet also of its enduring spirit and constant renewal. It's a soft, persistent whisper to accept change, to practice the art of letting go, and to find profound peace in the eternal present moment. And as you continue to listen to the soft, rhythmic whisper of symbolic waves or the gentle murmur of real water, you feel your own thoughts become as smooth, as clear, and as unburdened as the garden's pristine elements, gently leading you deeper into a state of serene contemplation, preparing your mind for effortless, restorative sleep. After immersing yourself in the symbolic flow of water, your journey through the Zen garden continues by navigating its gentle pathways. These aren't direct, obvious, or even always clearly defined routes. Instead, they are winding, sometimes subtly obscured. Paths made of meticulously placed stepping stones, tobishi, or softly packed earth. Each single step along these carefully designed pathways is, in itself, a mindful journey, an explicit invitation to slow down your pace. Observe your surroundings with heightened awareness and be fully present in the very act of walking. Historical fact: pathways in traditional Japanese gardens, especially Zen gardens, are meticulously designed not for direct access, but to encourage slow, deliberate movement and to control the viewer's perspective. Each turn, each change in elevation, reveals a new vista or composition, ensuring the garden unfolds gradually like a carefully written poem. They are rarely straight, symbolizing life's non-linear journey, its unexpected twists and turns. It's less a straightforward path and more a meandering, a calming, very intentional maze. It's designed to make you think about where you're going and how you're getting there. You step onto the first stone. Often it's smooth, cool, often subtly textured. Surface beneath your bare feet or simple straw sandals. Your gaze is immediately directed downwards, focused intently on the precise placement of each foot. This deliberate, conscious attention to your steps serves a dual purpose. It prevents you from rushing through the garden. It's forcing a slower pace, and it encourages a heightened awareness of your body, its balance, and its profound connection to the earth beneath. The spacing of the stones might vary subtly, sometimes placed closely together for quick, light steps, sometimes wider apart, forcing you to adjust your stride and maintain your focus, never allowing your mind to wander into autopilot as you walk. You become intimately aware of the various textures of the path. There's the rough, granular aggregate of the stepping stones, providing tactile feedback. Then, the incredibly soft, yielding cushion of moss that might grow luxuriantly between them, inviting a gentle press. And finally, the smooth, firm, packed earth of a narrower, less defined trail. Each distinct tactile sensation grounds you firmly in the present moment, anchoring your awareness to the physical experience of the garden. The path itself transforms into a walking meditation, a silent, ever-present guide that gently leads you deeper and deeper into the garden's tranquil, contemplative heart. A quirky tidbit: The precise placement and aesthetic arrangement of tobiishi stepping stones in Japanese gardens is a highly specialized art form known as genkinishi. It's designed not just for practicality, allowing passage without disturbing raked gravel, but also for aesthetic balance, subtle visual guidance, and to subtly control the visitor's pace. Some sequences of stones are even said to have hidden philosophical meanings or subtle messages, revealed only to the most patient, observant, and discerning visitors who take the time to truly engage with the garden. So, every step you take might be part of a grand, subtle design, whispering ancient wisdom. Historians still argue intensely about the precise balance between practicality and philosophical intent of these winding, often subtly challenging paths. Were they truly designed primarily to slow down contemplation and encourage mindfulness, as Zen philosophy suggests? Or were they also a very practical solution to prevent accidental trampling and damage? To delicate garden elements like moss patches or precisely raked sand? For you, the contemplative observer, the answer is a seamless integration of both purposes. The path effectively protects the fragile beauty of the garden while simultaneously serving as a powerful, unspoken guide for your mind, ensuring your journey through the space is always deliberate and enriching. As you turn a gentle, curving corner in the path, a new, unexpected vista of the garden is gracefully revealed. Perhaps it's a previously hidden rock composition, dramatically framed by a single, carefully pruned tree, or a particularly vibrant patch of moss, glistening with dew, that was entirely obscured moments before. The path's deliberate, meandering design ensures that the garden unfolds gradually, never revealing all its profound secrets at once. This slow, deliberate revelation encourages patience, fosters a deep sense of wonder, and generously rewards careful, sustained observation. Each new view is like a new stanza in a visual poem. The gentle curves of the path, the natural materials from which it is crafted, and the profound quietude of your own footsteps, all these elements combine harmoniously to contribute to an overwhelming sense of peace. There is no ultimate destination, no endpoint to rush towards, other than the eternal present moment itself. You are not rushing towards an outcome or a completion. You are simply experiencing the journey, each step a complete mindful experience. This mindful navigation of the garden's pathways profoundly mirrors the journey of life itself, gently, reminding you to find enduring beauty, profound wisdom, and deep contentment in every single step, regardless of where that winding path may ultimately lead. And as you continue your quiet, purposeful stroll, allowing the garden's tranquility to fully envelop you, your mind too becomes as clear as focused, and as unburdened as the path beneath your feet, gently guiding you toward a peaceful, deeply restorative rest. After your mindful walk through the garden's gentle pathways, you seek refuge in the profound tea house's solitude. Tucked away in a secluded, often subtly hidden corner of the Zen garden, the tea house Chishitsu is not merely a place to drink tea. It is, in its very essence, a sacred sanctuary, a small, intimate space specifically designed for quiet contemplation, deep introspection, and the unhurried pursuit of tranquility. Its deliberate, rustic simplicity, minimalist aesthetic, and profound connection to the surrounding nature are absolutely paramount to its purpose. Mainstream historical fact: traditional Japanese tea houses are humble, deliberately understated. Structures often constructed from natural materials like wood, bamboo, and straw, and are typically located within gardens. Their design emphasizes natural asymmetry, fukinsei, the beauty of imperfections, wabi-sabi, and a profound sense of peaceful detachment from the outside world, creating an ideal setting for quiet reflection. And the tea ceremony, it's like a tiny, perfect, super calming hobbit hole, but purpose-built for profound introspection and the art of tea. You gently slide open the unadorned wooden door. Its soft thwack, a gentle rhythmic sound that is absorbed by the quiet air, signaling your entry. You step inside, leaving the larger world behind. The air within the tea house is remarkably still, holding a pristine quality, carrying the faint, clean, and comforting scent of dried tatami mats, aged cedarwood, and a subtle hint of fragrant tea leaves. The lighting is deliberately subdued, with soft, diffused light filtering through translucent rice paper screens, creating a warm, inviting, almost ethereal glow that encourages the eyes to relax and the mind to quiet. The room is meticulously uncluttered, sparse by design, with only the most essential elements for a tea ceremony present. A simple kettle, a few perfectly crafted ceramic cups, a bamboo whisk, and a tea caddy, all arranged with exquisite simplicity and deliberate purpose. Every single object has its designated place, its inherent purpose, contributing to the harmonious balance of the space. You gracefully lower yourself onto the tatami mat, the woven surface feeling firm yet yielding beneath you, its earthy scent grounding you. You might then proceed to prepare a simple single bowl of vibrant matcha powdered green tea for yourself. Your movements are slow, deliberate, and imbued with mindful attention. You gently scoop the green powder into the bowl, add a small amount of hot water, begin whisking it rhythmically with the bamboo whisk until a frothy, vibrant green layer appears on the surface. The rhythmic motion of the whisk, the subtle, earthy aroma of the tea as it steeps, the comforting warmth of the ceramic bowl cradled in your hands. Every single sensory detail is heightened, pulling your awareness completely and effortlessly into the eternal present moment. This is not a social gathering designed for conversation or gossip. It's a private communion with yourself, with the tea, and with the profound simplicity of nature. A quirky tidbit: the entrance to many traditional tea houses is deliberately a very low, small door called a nijiraguchi. This unique design forces every guest, regardless of their social standing, whether a powerful samurai or a humble monk, to bend deeply and literally humble themselves to enter the sacred space. This physical act symbolizes leaving one's social status and ego outside before entering the realm of profound tranquility and equality within the tea house. So, before you could even get your tea on, you had to perform a deep, symbolic bow. Historians still argue intensely about the earliest forms of tea houses and their architectural evolution from simpler structures. Were they always so singularly focused on a minimalist aesthetic and the principles of wabi-sabi, or did their design become more refined and austere over time to explicitly reflect deeper Zen Buddhist principles? For you, the contemplative observer, the tea house's profound simplicity is its ultimate power, a deliberate, conscious stripping away of all extraneous distractions, a direct pathway to inner peace. You gaze out from the tea house window, which is meticulously designed to frame a carefully chosen view of the surrounding garden. This borrowed scenery shike seamlessly integrates the outside world into the internal space, creating a harmonious, continuous flow between nature and human contemplation. It's like a living, constantly changing painting, where every shift in light or season reveals a new, subtle masterpiece. The view might be a solitary, moss-covered rock or a single, perfectly blossoming branch of a plum tree, inviting endless, quiet observation. In this profound solitude, your mind finds an unparalleled sense of clarity and peacefulness. The quiet, serene atmosphere of the tea house allows thoughts to surface gently, like leaves drifting onto a still pond, and then to softly drift away, without judgment or attachment. The tea house, in its essence, becomes a microcosm of the Zen garden itself, a place of quiet, understated beauty, meticulously designed to foster deep introspection, profound peace, and a complete surrender to the present moment. We're perfectly content in this quiet space, utterly immersed in the gentle art of simply being, of truly existing. And as the afternoon light gradually softens, casting long, peaceful shadows through the translucent screens, the serene tranquility of the tea house gently embraces your mind, lovingly guiding it towards a deep, restorative sleep. As the gentle rhythms of your day in the Zen garden unfold, one of its most captivating aspects is witnessing the seasonal transformations. These aren't merely changes in weather or temperature. They are profound, deliberate shifts in the garden's visual poetry, each season offering a new, unique lesson in beauty, in permanence, and the subtle, cyclical rhythms of nature. This constant evolution deeply reinforces the garden's meditative and philosophical power, reminding you that all things are in flux. Mainstream historical fact: Japanese gardens are meticulously designed to highlight and celebrate the changing seasons, with different plants, stone arrangements, and views emphasized to reflect spring's awakening, summer's lushness, autumn's decay, and winter's stark beauty. It's like a perpetually changing art exhibition, but only if you actually pay attention to the details. In spring, you observe the delicate pink blush of cherry blossom sakura briefly adorning a distant tree. Outside the garden's walls, or the vibrant green shoots emerging from dormant moss, it's a burst of fragile life, a reminder of renewal and the fleeting nature of beauty. The garden, previously stark, feels infused with a new, gentle energy. Summer brings a deeper, richer green. The moss becomes even more lush. The bamboo rustles. With a full, vibrant sound, the air is warm and humid, and the garden offers a cool, shaded refuge. You might notice subtle shifts in the play of light and shadow as the sun's path changes overhead, creating new patterns on the raked sand. Autumn arrives with a breathtaking palette of reds, oranges, and golds. The leaves on the maple trees, within or just outside the garden, transform into fiery bursts of color. You watch as individual leaves gently detach and drift down onto the pristine sand, creating ephemeral patterns of natural art. This is a profound lesson in decay and letting go, beautiful acceptance of the cycle of life. A quirky tidbit: the sweeping of fallen leaves in autumn from the raked sand is another meticulous, meditative task, ensuring the garden's purity while acknowledging nature's cycle. It's like a very zen leaf blower, but manual and much quieter. Winter brings a stark, minimalist beauty. The garden might be covered in a blanket of pristine white snow, transforming the rocks into sculptures of pure form, and the raked sand patterns into subtle undulations beneath the snow. The silence is even deeper, emphasizing the garden's essential structure and its quiet resilience. Historians still argue whether the wabi-sabi aesthetic, which celebrates imperfection and transience, became more pronounced in Zen gardens as a direct response to the fleeting beauty of the seasons, or if it was an inherent philosophical principle. For you, it's a seamless integration. You spend time in each season, observing its unique lessons. The impermanence of the cherry blossoms, the enduring strength of the moss, the quiet beauty of a single fallen leaf, the stark clarity of snow-covered stone, each offers a pathway to deeper contemplation. The garden is a living testament to the cycles of existence, a gentle reminder that change is constant and that beauty can be found in every phase. And as you witness these transformations, your mind becomes attuned to the natural rhythms, preparing you for a calm, restorative sleep. In a world often filled with the ceaseless clamor of human activity and the constant barrage of noise, the Zen garden offers a profound and precious lesson in the sounds of silence. It's not merely an absence of auditory input, but rather an environment meticulously designed and carefully cultivated to minimize distraction and, more importantly, to highlight the subtle, almost imperceptible, natural acoustics that actively foster deep tranquility and inner peace. Your daily hours spent in the garden cultivate within you an acute appreciation for these barely audible whispers of nature, training your ear to listen beyond the overwhelming din and clamor of everyday life, encouraging a deeper, more mindful form of hearing. Mainstream historical fact: Zen gardens are often strategically situated away from bustling public areas or meticulously designed with high, insulating walls to create a secluded, quiet environment. This intentional design allows for highly focused contemplation and the profound appreciation of subtle, natural sounds, ultimately promoting a deeper sense of inner stillness and mindful awareness. It's truly like stepping into a carefully constructed cone of silence, but purpose-built for cultivating peace and a heightened connection to nature's soft symphony. You sit quietly and deliberately in the garden, perhaps positioned on the smooth, polished veranda overlooking the expansive raked sand, and consciously begin to quiet your mind. You simply listen. At first, you might perceive nothing but the soft, internal hum of your own thoughts, the subtle echoes of your day. But as your mind gradually settles, as your attention sharpens, the world around you begins to slowly reveal its delicate, intricate symphony of barely audible sounds. You hear the faint, dry rustle of slender bamboo leaves in a gentle passing breeze, a soft, almost ethereal whisper that sounds like quiet laughter. You might catch the distant, almost imperceptible buzz of a lone bee diligently visiting a hidden, fragrant flower, or the soft flutter of a butterfly's wings. The gentle, rhythmic shishi sound of your own rake. If you are performing the meditative act of raking, the sand transforms into a comforting mantra, a soothing, consistent sound that accompanies and deepens your meditation. Even during moments when you are not actively raking, you can almost recall its gentle rhythm. A memory of creation that serenely lingers in the quiet air of the garden, a perpetual presence, the soft, incessant trickling sound of a small hidden stream, if present within the garden, is a constant gentle murmur, a quiet, ceaseless song that flows continuously, weaving itself into the fabric of the garden's stillness, inviting contemplation. A quirky tidbit: some very traditional and exquisitely designed Zen gardens incorporate an ingenious kenkutsu. These are subtly buried ceramic jars, designed with a small opening through which water slowly drips, creating a delicate, ethereal, bell-like dripping sound as the droplets land on the water below. This creates a subtle, almost ethereal musical element, an underground secret. Tiny bell concert that is heard only by those who truly listen with a quiet, attentive mind. Adding another layer of auditory tranquility, historians still argue intensely about whether the extreme quietude cultivated in Zen gardens was primarily a practical choice, intended simply to avoid external noisy distractions from the bustling world outside. Or was it a more profound philosophical decision, meticulously designed to mirror and actively encourage the inner stillness and mental clarity sought through deep Zen meditation? For you, the contemplative observer, it is a seamless and integrated truth. The external quiet powerfully reflects and actively encourages the internal quiet. Creating a harmonious loop between your inner and outer worlds, you learn to precisely distinguish between the various gentle sounds, the soft, almost imperceptible plop of a dewdrop falling from a delicate leaf onto a smooth stone, creating a tiny ripple, the faint, barely audible chirping of a distant bird hidden in a faraway tree, the almost silent landing of a small insect on the rough surface of a rock. Each individual sound is a tiny, perfect, fleeting event, deserving of your full, unwavering attention, a moment of pure presence. This heightened auditory awareness is deeply calming, drawing you completely and utterly into the eternal present moment. Dissolving any sense of time or urgency, the sounds of silence in the Zen garden are anything but empty. They are profoundly full of the quiet, vibrant life of the garden itself. They teach you to listen not just to what is loud and obvious, but to what is subtle, to what is often overlooked, to the profound whispers of existence. This deliberate cultivation of deep listening allows your mind to gently slow down, to release any accumulated tension, and to prepare itself for a profound sense of inner peace. And as evening falls, and the garden becomes bathed in the soft glow of twilight, you carry this learned quietude deeply within you. A silent, comforting hum that gently guides you towards a deep, restorative, and utterly peaceful sleep as you continue your contemplative journey through the Japanese Zen garden. You begin to perceive it not merely as a physical space, however beautiful, but as a profound microcosm. A garden is universe. Every carefully selected and meticulously arranged element within its seemingly limited boundaries, the stoic stones, the flowing patterns of raked sand, the verdant moss, the single gnarled tree, serves as a powerful abstract representation of a larger, more profound concept of the cosmos, inviting you to find the infinite and universal reflected beautifully in the particular and contained. Mainstream historical fact: Zen gardens are deeply imbued with philosophical meaning, often interpreted as abstract representations of vast, natural landscapes like mountains and oceans, or complex philosophical concepts. The raked sand, for example, typically symbolizes water or clouds, while the rocks represent mountains, islands, or even celestial bodies. This encourages viewers to contemplate the boundless vastness of nature and the universe within a seemingly small, defined space, making it a powerful tool for meditation. It's like having the entire Milky Way, with all its galaxies and nebulas. It's distilled into your backyard, but it fits perfectly in a small, meticulously maintained postage stamp of land. You gaze at the arrangement of stones with a renewed sense of purpose. Perhaps one towering, majestic stone represents a solitary, immutable mountain, piercing the heavens. A cluster of smaller, seemingly scattered ones might symbolize distant islands. It's resilient and isolated, rising from a boundless, flowing sea of raked white sand. As you observe, you actively engage your imagination, picturing soft clouds drifting serenely over the mountain's peak, or the gentle, rhythmic waves of an unseen ocean subtly lapping at the shores of the imaginary islands. This imaginative engagement allows your mind to effortlessly expand beyond the garden's physical dimensions, to perceive the boundless nature of existence and the interconnectedness of all things. The meticulously raked sand, with its intricate flowing patterns, is more than just gravel. It powerfully symbolizes the vastness of the ocean, its ceaseless currents, or the swirling ethereal currents of the heavens themselves. When you perform the meditative act of raking it, you are not simply cleaning or ordering. You're in a profound sense, creating ripples of destiny, sculpting the very waves of cosmic energy. The perfectly uniform flowing lines you craft are not just aesthetic marks. They are profound reflections of the underlying order within the apparent chaos of the universe, a silent, enduring testament to the fundamental harmony of all things. A visual mantra for balance, a quirky tidbit. Some ancient Zen garden designs are said to be explicitly modeled after specific constellations or celestial maps, perhaps known only to a select few monks or enlightened masters. In these instances, the precise placement of certain stones correlates directly to significant stars or planetary bodies, turning the garden into a terrestrial observatory. You might literally be standing in a physical representation of the Big Dipper or Orion's belt, meticulously laid out on the ground, inviting a deeper, more spiritual connection to the cosmos. Historians still argue intensely about the precise balance between Taoist, Buddhist, especially Zen, and indigenous Shinto influences on the cosmological symbolism deeply embedded within Zen gardens. Did one particular philosophy dominate the interpretative framework? Or was it a harmonious, syncretic blend of multiple spiritual traditions that shaped their profound meaning? For you, the contemplative observer, the garden transcends the boundaries of specific doctrines. It speaks a universal language of contemplation, silent dialogue with existence itself. You might find yourself observing a single ancient tree within the garden, perhaps a gnarled pine or a gracefully weeping maple. It stands as a powerful symbol of enduring strength, deep-rooted wisdom, and the continuous flow of life through countless ages. Its mighty roots are firmly grounded in the earthly realm of the garden, while its branches gracefully reach upwards, seemingly towards the infinite, expansive sky. It serves as a profound, living connection between the humble, earthly realm of the garden and the vast, ethereal, celestial expanse above. A bridge between microcosm and macrocosm. Contemplating the garden as an entire universe is an incredibly calming and deeply humbling exercise. It puts your own life, your personal concerns, and your daily worries into a profound, universal perspective. You realize that you are but a small, fleeting part of a grand, eternal design, yet intricately and undeniably connected to every single element within it, just as every grain of sand is connected to the whole. The quiet order, the profound stillness, and the inherent harmony of the garden itself powerfully reflect the inner order and peace you diligently seek within yourself. And as the day gracefully moves towards evening, casting longer, softer shadows across the serene landscape, you carry this expanded perception deeply within you, allowing your mind to rest in the gentle, comforting knowledge that all things, whether vast or minuscule, are interconnected in a beautiful, it's harmonious, and unending cosmic dance, preparing your spirit for a deep, profoundly restorative sleep. In your continued profound contemplation of the Japanese Zen garden, you come to deeply appreciate one of its most subtle yet powerful guiding principles, the art of imperfection, commonly known as wabi-sabi. This isn't about striving for a flawless, pristine perfection that is unattainable in nature. Rather, it is a profound philosophical and aesthetic concept that champions finding profound beauty in transience, in natural decay, in the humble marks of time, weathering, and authentic natural change. It's a gentle, liberating acceptance of the ephemeral nature of existence. A quiet, poignant celebration of authenticity, simplicity, and natural integrity over any contrived or artificial perfection. Mainstream historical fact, wabi-sabi is a central aesthetic and philosophical concept deeply embedded in traditional Japanese arts and crafts, including pottery, architecture, and garden design. It emphasizes the beauty found in imperfection, incompleteness, and impermanence, encouraging observers to appreciate the simple, the weathered, the understated, and the natural world in its unaltered state. It's like finding deep, resonant beauty in a perfectly imperfect, slightly chipped teacup that has a story to tell, rather than in a mass-produced, factory-perfect one that lacks character. You notice a stone within the garden, perhaps a large, ancient one, with a natural crack running elegantly through its surface, or a patch of vibrant green moss where a few delicate fronds are subtly discolored or gracefully withered. These natural occurrences aren't seen as flaws to be hidden or corrected. Instead, they are cherished as integral features, authentic marks of character and life's journey. They silently tell a powerful story of time, of weathering, of resilience against the elements, and of the natural, beautiful cycle of change. You observe how a single vibrant autumn leaf, though inherently transient and fleeting, can momentarily create a moment of profound, unexpected beauty as it drifts down onto the pristine, raked sand, creating a temporary, natural masterpiece, before it is eventually, meticulously, and gently swept away. This powerful acceptance of nature's processes and impermanence is central to the garden's profound calming effect, mirroring the Buddhist principle of letting go. The raking patterns themselves, though meticulously created with such precision and focused intention, are by their very nature inherently fleeting and impermanent. A single, strong gust of wind, a delicate falling blossom, or even the subtle passage of time itself can gently, almost imperceptibly, alter their painstaking perfection. Yet you don't resist this inevitable change. You actively accept and embrace it. The true, profound beauty lies not in the unchanging permanence of the pattern, for nothing is truly permanent, but in the pure, focused act of creation itself, and in the mindful present moment act of observation. This acceptance of impermanence leads to an incredibly liberating and profound sense of inner peace, releasing the mind from the futility of clinging to the immutable. A quirky tidbit in some traditional Japanese ceramic arts that are deeply influenced by wabi-sabi. Master potters would intentionally leave small imperfections or subtle irregularities, such as an uneven glaze, a slight warp, or a deliberately rough edge, in their finished works. They understood and embraced the notion that these unique, accidental flaws contributed significantly to the piece's individual character, its unique story, and its inherent understated beauty. So, your favorite tea bowl might be celebrated, precisely for its accidental dent or its slightly imperfect curve, because that makes it truly unique and authentic. Historians still argue tensely about the precise historical development of wabi-sabi as a formalized aesthetic and philosophical concept. Was it a conscious, deliberate philosophical movement, explicitly articulated by certain Zen masters? Or was it a more organic, natural evolution of taste and sensibility that emerged over time? Perhaps in subtle response to the harsh realities and fleeting nature of life in medieval Japan? For you, the contemplative observer, it is a deeply intuitive and deeply resonant way of seeing the world, a way of finding profound beauty in the natural, authentic process of things, accepting their inherent impermanence. You sit quietly and patiently in the garden, observing the subtle, beautiful marks of time and nature on its various elements, the gracefully faded color of an old wooden gate, its surface worn smooth by countless hands, the rough, organic texture of an unpolished, natural stone, its form shaped by centuries, the delicate, almost poetic fraying of a bamboo fence, softened by the elements. These minute details, so often overlooked in the relentless pursuit of an impossible, pristine perfection, are truly the beating heart of the garden's quiet, profound beauty. They remind you that life is not about being flawless or eternally unchanging, but about being authentic, about gracefully adapting to continuous change, about finding enduring beauty and quiet grace in the gentle, relentless passage of time. This profound embrace of imperfection is an incredibly soothing and liberating practice. It gently releases you from the exhausting pressure of constant striving, of endlessly pursuing an elusive, impossible ideal. Instead, it invites you to simply be, to accept what is, and to find deep contentment and profound peace in the eternal, present moment exactly as it exists with all its beautiful imperfections. As evening falls and the garden reveals its natural, unadorned, and perfectly imperfect beauty under the softening, gentle light of twilight, you carry this profound acceptance deeply within you, allowing your mind to rest in the gentle, liberating truth that everything, exactly as it is, holds its own unique, authentic beauty, patiently preparing your spirit for a deep, profoundly restorative sleep. While the Japanese Zen garden is often perceived and experienced as a place of deeply personal, solitary contemplation, it is also, at times, a profound space for shared contemplation. Even when other monks or lay visitors are present within its carefully defined boundaries, the overarching atmosphere remains one of profound quietude, mutual respect, and an unspoken understanding that this is a sanctuary for inner peace. You might observe other individuals moving slowly, deliberately, sitting quietly in reflective postures, or perhaps even meticulously raking their own small sections of sand, all utterly immersed in their own unique journeys of introspection, their presence a silent echo of your own. Mainstream historical fact: Zen gardens, particularly those attached to Buddhist temples, were and continue to be open to the public, attracting a diverse range of visitors, including monks, scholars, and ordinary people. They seek spiritual solace, aesthetic appreciation, or a break from the ordinary. The shared silence fosters a collective sense of peace. It's like a vast, quiet reading room, but held outdoors, where the books are the landscape itself. The only noise is the gentle rustling of quiet contemplation. You might be sitting quietly on the polished wooden veranda, sipping a humble, unsweetened tea, when a small group of visitors gracefully arrives at the garden's entrance. They move with the same reverence and deliberate slowness you do, their footsteps remarkably soft on the stepping stone pathways. Their voices hushed to barely a whisper, often communicated through gestures or knowing glances. There is an immediate, unspoken understanding and a powerful, shared reverence among everyone present. This is not merely a garden, but a sacred space, a living sanctuary for the mind and spirit. This collective, shared respect for the tranquil atmosphere profoundly enhances the overall feeling of peace, creating a palpable, collective aura of quietude and harmony that envelops the entire space. You subtly observe their faces, their expressions. Some wear looks of deep, focused concentration, their brows furrowed in thought as they contemplate a particular stone or sand pattern. Others exhibit a gentle, serene smile, reflecting a quiet contentment. Some might be diligently sketching the garden's intricate elements in a small bound notebook, meticulously capturing its transient beauty and their fleeting impressions. Still others simply sit, eyes closed or softly gazing into the distance, absorbing the profound stillness, allowing the garden's essence to wash over them. Each individual's journey of contemplation is unique and personal, yet they are all undeniably united in their shared pursuit of inner peace and clarity within this shared, sacred space. A quirky tidbit: Some very old Zen gardens are said to have subtle hidden viewing spots or specific angles from which a particular composition or aspect of the garden unexpectedly reveals a new, more profound or previously unseen composition, a secret known only to the most patient and observant visitors. It's like finding a secret Easter egg in a historical landscape. It's a subtle gift for your dedication. Historians still argue about the precise social functions and public accessibility of Zen gardens in medieval Japan. Were they primarily designed for the rigorous individual practice of monastic contemplation, accessible only to monks and a select few? Or did they also serve as important public spaces for lay spiritual engagement, fostering communal learning, and subtly contributing to broader community building beyond the temple walls? For you, the contemplative observer, they stand as a powerful testament to the idea that peace, much like exquisite beauty, can be found individually through personal introspection, but can also be amplified, shared, and deeply experienced collectively, even without a single word being spoken. The shared presence becomes a form of silent, collective meditation. Even the simple act of seeing another person, quietly immersed in their own deep contemplation, can be profoundly comforting. It reinforces the universality of the human quest for peace, for clarity, and for meaning in a complex world. You realize that you are not alone in this introspective pursuit. You are a vital part of a larger, silent community of seekers, all finding solace and inspiration in the gentle, timeless art of the garden. The shared silence within the Zen garden is not an empty void. It is profoundly full of understanding, of unspoken empathy, of a quiet, powerful connection that transcends the need for verbal communication. As the sun begins its graceful descent towards the horizon, casting long, peaceful shadows over the garden, the unobtrusive presence of others, engaged in their own quiet contemplation, deepens the pervasive sense of tranquility. It's a powerful, living reminder that peace can be consciously cultivated, gently shared, and deeply experienced together, even without a single word being spoken, becoming a collective meditation. And as the day gracefully draws to its quiet close, this profound collective quietude gently guides your mind towards a deep, restorative sleep, instilling in you the comforting knowledge that you are a cherished part of a wider, ancient, and profoundly peaceful harmony. Asterisk, as the sun finally dips below the horizon, painting the sky with the last hues of twilight from fiery oranges to deep purples, the Japanese Zen garden undergoes another profound transformation. The natural light of day gracefully yields to the soft, enchanting, almost mystical illumination of evening lantern glow. This is not harsh, bright, or intrusive light. Instead, it's a gentle, warm, and diffused radiance that permeates the garden, creating a mystical, intimate, and deeply contemplative atmosphere, inviting a different, softer kind of introspection. Mainstream historical fact: traditional Japanese lanterns andin, stand lantern, and choken, a hanging lantern, were crafted from natural materials like wood, bamboo, and translucent paper or silk. They provided a soft, diffused light ideal for evening ambience, and their gentle glow was crucial for creating a peaceful, dreamlike atmosphere in gardens and temple grounds after dark, enhancing the spiritual experience. It's like having a collection of very serene, very ancient, and incredibly artistic nightlights, each one a tiny beacon of tranquility. You might light a few paper lanterns around the veranda or along the main pathways of the garden. Their soft, warm glow casts long, dancing shadows, subtly altering the contours of the rocks and sand patterns. The garden seems to take on a new, ethereal quality, more mysterious and dreamlike. The details sharpen daylight, soften and blend, encouraging a more intuitive, less analytical observation. The ambient light is enough to illuminate your path, but not so bright as to dispel the magic of the gathering darkness. The lanterns act as beacons of peace, guiding your eye to specific elements of the garden, highlighting them in a new, gentle way. A solitary stone might appear more profound, a patch of moss more vibrant, under this muted light. A quirky tidbit: some ancient Japanese gardens were designed with specific moon-viewing platforms or pavilions. intended to be illuminated primarily by moonlight or the subtle glow of lanterns, creating an ideal setting for poetic and philosophical contemplation of the night sky. Imagine having a designated spot just for pondering the cosmos. Historians still argue about the extent to which Zen gardens were used for evening contemplation. Was it a regular practice, or reserved for special occasions and select individuals? For you, it's a cherished daily ritual, a peaceful way to connect with the garden. As the day ends, you sit quietly on the veranda, watching the soft glow. The air grows cooler, and the sounds of the night, the chirping of crickets, the faint rustle of leaves become more pronounced, yet they remain soothing, integral to the garden's nighttime symphony. The lantern light creates a protective circle of warmth and tranquility, an intimate space within the vastness of the darkening world. This subtle illumination invites a different kind of introspection. Your thoughts slow further, becoming more dreamlike, more fluid. The boundaries between yourself and the garden, between waking and sleeping, begin to blur. The garden itself seems to breathe with you, its elements bathed in a comforting glow. And as the night deepens, you feel the profound peace of the lantern-lit garden embracing your mind, preparing it for the deepest and most restorative sleep. As the day gracefully draws to a close, and the peaceful, warm glow of the lanterns fills the Japanese Zen garden, you begin the final essential steps of preparing the mind for rest. This isn't just about physical preparation for slumber. It's a profound, conscious transition from active contemplation to deep, restorative stillness, allowing the serene principles learned from the garden to fully permeate your being. Mainstream historical fact: in Zen practice, mindfulness extends to all daily activities, including preparing for sleep. This involves quieting the mind, releasing attachments, and fostering a state of calm awareness before entering slumber. It's like performing a mental cool-down, ensuring your brain isn't running a marathon while your body's trying to sleep. You might perform a few slow, deliberate breathing exercises, sitting quietly on your futon or a small cushion in your simple dwelling. You focus on the rhythm of your breath, allowing each inhale and exhale to deepen your sense of calm. The air is cool and still, carrying the faint, clean scent of the garden from outside. Any lingering thoughts or echoes from the day's observations, the perfect lines in the sand, the stillness of the stones, the beauty of a fallen leaf, are acknowledged and then gently released. You might reflect on the day's lessons, the impermanence of beauty, the serenity found in simplicity, the vastness of the universe reflected in a tiny garden. You don't actively analyze these thoughts, but allow them to wash over you like gentle waves on a peaceful shore. The mind, having been so diligently trained throughout the day in observation and focus, now effortlessly finds its natural state of quietude. A quirky tidbit: some Zen monasteries historically encouraged monks to sleep facing a specific direction, or to maintain a particular posture even in sleep, as a continuation of their meditative practice. So even while dreaming, you're still on your spiritual journey. Historians still argue about the extent of individualized sleep rituals versus standardized monastic practices in medieval Japan. Was there a strict regimen, or did monks have freedom in their personal preparations for rest? For you, it's a personalized ritual that deeply resonates with the day's experiences. Bringing true peace, you ensure your sleeping space is as uncluttered and serene as the garden itself. Your futon is neatly laid out, your blankets smooth. The only light now might be the faint glow from distant lanterns outside, or the soft luminescence of the moon through your screens. The profound silence of the temple grounds deepens as the night progresses, enveloping you in a cocoon of tranquility as you lie down. You allow your body to relax completely, feeling the comforting support of the futon beneath you. You let go of any tension in your muscles, any lingering tightness in your jaw or forehead. Your breath remains slow and deep. The principles of the Zen garden, balance, harmony, stillness, acceptance, permeate your very being. You're the garden, and the garden is you. And in this ultimate state of mindful calm, you gently slip into the deepest, most restorative sleep, knowing that your mind is prepared, serene, and utterly at peace. The day's mindful journey through the Japanese Zen garden has reached its natural, serene conclusion. Every rake of the sand, every contemplation of a stone, every appreciation of moss, every mindful step, and every quiet sip of tea has led you to this moment of profound stillness. You, the monk, or a contemplative observer, now fully embrace the deep Zen slumber. A sleep born from harmony, balance, and a mind utterly at peace. You are lying on your futon, embraced by the soft warmth of your blankets, the cool, smooth texture of the tatami beneath you. Your breathing is deep and rhythmic, almost imperceptible. The profound silence of the temple grounds wraps around you like a comforting shroud, broken only by the natural, subtle sounds of the night, perhaps the distant chirping of crickets, or the soft rustle of a single leaf outside your window. These sounds, once distinct, now blend into a seamless, soothing hum, guiding you deeper into the realm of unconsciousness, your mind. Having been so carefully trained throughout the day in mindfulness and letting go, effortlessly releases any remaining thoughts. The images of the garden, the pristine lines in the sand, the stoic stones, the verdant moss, the gentle glow of lanterns soften and blur, becoming fluid, dreamlike impressions that drift peacefully through your awareness, before fading entirely. There are no worries, no anxieties, no demands. It's only the vast, quiet space of profound rest. Mainstream historical fact in Zen Buddhism. Achieving a state of mindful rest is considered crucial for spiritual and mental well-being, complementing active meditation practices. Sleep is not merely a cessation of activity, but an integral part of the path to enlightenment and inner harmony. So, your sleep is basically part of your job description, but the most relaxing part. You feel a deep sense of balance within your body. A harmony that mirrors the meticulous design of the garden. Each muscle is relaxed, each nerve is calm. You are a microcosm of the garden itself, orderly, serene, and perfectly at peace. The principles of wabi-sabi, of mujo, of finding universal harmony and simplicity, now resonate quietly within your very being, guiding your spirit into a deep, dreamless slumber. A quirky tidbit. Some Zen traditions encourage practitioners to visualize the garden's raked sand patterns becoming perfectly smooth and still in their minds before sleep. As a final act of letting go and achieving mental tranquility, you're basically hitting the mental reset button on your inner landscape. Historians still argue about the precise techniques or mental exercises Zen monks might have employed immediately before sleep to achieve such profound states of rest. Was it a specific mantra, a visualization, or simply the cumulative effect of a mindful day? For you, it is the natural culmination of a life lived in harmony with the principles of the garden, the soft hum of the night, the distant murmur of the world, the gentle cadence of your own breathing. They all merge into one, pulling you deeper and deeper into a peaceful oblivion. Feel the warmth of your blankets, the cool touch of the tatami. Let the images of the perfectly raked sand, the ancient stones, and the soft lantern glow dissolve. Into the gentle darkness, all is calm, all is quiet. You are safe, nestled in the heart of your serene dwelling, and the world outside is holding its breath as you slip into the deepest of sleeps. There is nothing left to do, nowhere to be, no more patterns to rake. Just quiet, peaceful, utterly boring rest, imbued with the timeless essence of Zen.